Welcome to Little League Softball here on the Longhorn Network. We are here for Day 5, the final day of action in Waco, Texas at beautiful George W. Bush Leadership Training Center. And we made it to the championship game. The state champs from Oklahoma taking on the state champs from Texas West. Take a look at these map from across the country, let you know where we are here in this Southwest region. We started with 6 teams, but we are down to the final 2 here in Waco, Texas. Now, if you just joined us, let's get you caught up on how we got here. Unfortunately for Colorado and Texas East, they were both eliminated from this tournament because of positive COVID-19 tests within their team. Now, as for Oklahoma, they've been the most dominant squad. 2-0, only undefeated team left behind the bat of Goose Hutchins. And for Texas West, also in this championship game, they've been led by their pitcher, Raylan Van Zees. Pitched 3 games in this tournament, 2 games yesterday on Wednesday, had 13 strikeouts through over 180 pitches. It was just a phenomenal performance. Let's get you caught up on what we're playing for. It's the championship here in the Southwest region. Now, a reminder, both of these teams have already punched their ticket to the Little League Softball World Series, but the winner of this game here today will take home the Southwest region title. They will enter the Little League Softball World Series as the A team. The loser will enter the other bracket as the B team. What's up, everybody? Welcome inside our booth. John Schriffen alongside my partner, 2-time All-American at Texas A&M, Amanda Scarborough. And Amanda, the level of play we have seen all week has been outstanding, and here we are in the championship game.
Yeah, it has been such a fun week. We've seen such great competition and such talented teams, but between Texas West and Oklahoma, they've been so great in every single aspect of the game. Hitting and on defense combined, they've only made 1 error. So these are the 2 teams that have made it here to the championship game for a very good reason, so complete on all sides. However, they have a couple of standout players that we wanted to highlight, and for Texas West, for them, it's their shortstop, Lexi Rocio, who is such a tremendous athlete at shortstop, such good range, has a very good arm, covers a lot of ground, and then up at the plate, she's our leadoff hitter, and it seemed like whenever Texas West has needed some runs, she's been their spark to get on base and score runs and or help produce them all around. She is so talented and such a good athlete for them.
Also so fundamentally sound, and you can tell she is the manager, Edward Rocio's daughter. So much fun to watch. As for Oklahoma, they have been led by their star, Goose Hutchins. She's been playing third. She'll be behind the plate today.
Yeah, she is the only hitter this entire region that has hit an out-of-the-park home run. She did on the first pitch that she saw in the first game. And she's also able to come up and produce runs in other ways. Has had several RBIs, 5 in fact. And then not just doing it at the plate, but at third base on defense. I mean, what an arm. Turns a couple of double plays. But like you mentioned, we'll see her back behind the plate today. A cannon, absolute cannon of an arm for Goose.
That was their win over Texas West. She almost had a triple play to end that game. It was a double play, but she has just been so much fun to watch. Goose Hutchins. Remember that name. We are getting ready for the first pitch here in the championship game of the Southwest region. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Let's get to meet the opposing pitcher for Texas West. In the circle will be Brentley Robinson. We have not seen her throw yet. She's been at third base, so this will be her first pitches of this Southwest region.
Yeah, and Brentley, we've seen her do it at the plate. She's had a couple of key RBIs and hits for this Texas West team. Can't wait to watch her pitch. She is an inspiring young lady. Can't wait to get more into her story. But Robinson getting the ball today in the championship game with Raylan Van Zee, just giving her a little love and high five. And switch positions as Van Zee has been the ace of the staff, so to speak. And they'll switch positions. Ray will play third and Bren will pitch.
Oklahoma is 2-0 in this tournament. Texas West 2-1. Here's the first pitch of the championship game in the dirt, ball 1. Now, both of these 2 teams played yesterday in the winner's bracket. Oklahoma won that game 7-5. It was a really good game. Alexis Kierstead will lead things off, the right fielder. And a strike is in there. Home plate umpire today is Randy Schultz. Dan Collins is at first. Rose Bradshaw is the second base umpire. And Jeff Lindhorst is at third. balls, 1 strike to count to the leadoff hitter, Alexis Kierstead. You just heard she likes to dance, showing off her moves. You're a dancer? That's probably a no.
Yeah, you have to
If you have to
about
think
it
that long.
The answer is no, yeah.
It's okay.
So we have an illegal pitch. See how she came together with her hands and then separated them again and then came together and then into her pitch. That's going to be an illegal pitch. Umpire notified her. That's why there's a slight pause while we were talking about dance moves.
So Alexis Kierstead will start this game with a walk. So what is Brentley Robinson supposed to do as she delivers the pitch?
So see how her hands are apart right now? Once you bring them together, you can't take them back apart unless you're going into your windup. It's just fine.
Hard hit by Taylon Starr. That one gets through. Our first hit of the ball game, as Oklahoma has the first 2 batters on board here in this first inning.
And Taylon Starr, such a good athlete. We talked about Goose Hutchins, but Taylon Starr has definitely gotten our attention too with the way that she played shortstop. She's playing third base in this game, but just an athlete that can cover a lot of ground and does it at the plate too.
Goose Hutchins, the only player here in the Southwest region to hit a home run out of the ballpark.
Yeah, we've had a couple of inside the park home runs, but just one that's been hit out of here. It's a pretty big field, 200 feet all the way around.
1-0 the count on Hutchins. She was right on that pitch, fouled it off, 1-1.
Yeah, you can tell that she's been super aggressive in her at-bat. She's up there looking to hit. She's not really looking to take a walk. If there is a pitch that comes with this a little bit more on the plate or within the strike zone, she is going to be taking a big hack at it.
We talked about this yesterday. As a power hitter, she's not necessarily looking to just pull everything. She can go to all fields.
Yeah, in fact, I don't even know if we've seen her pull anything. Seen her drive it up the middle for her home run and then a couple of sacrifice flies that also went to center field, I think, or at least one. There's been so much softball played trying to remember it all, but nonetheless, she's able to stay on pitches and go the opposite way.
2-1, catches that outside corner.
And mind you, she gets pitched on the outside corner a lot. I don't know if she's seen any inside pitches this entire region. So it's a good job by her to hit it where it's pitched.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Fastball outside, and that's exactly where Hutchins goes with it. Hold the runner at third. So Kierstead will stay put, and the bases are now loaded. Still nobody out.
She's so quick to the ball. Look at her take that outside pitch. She gets her barrel down to it. It's about knee-high on the outside corner. A laser that was hit past Vancey at third base.
Got to bring up the cleanup hitter, Candace Burnett, playing first base today. Burnett has an opportunity to do some early damage. 5'9", one of the tallest players in this region, and that goes back up the middle for a single. In comes Kierstead, and they'll hold Starr at third. Oklahoma takes an early 1-0 lead here in the first.
What a regional that Candace Burnett is having. 5 for 7, 3 RBI.
Here's the second baseman, Aubrey Davis, normally a substitute we've seen in the first 2 games, but getting the start here in this championship. Oklahoma actually taking all 4 substitutes and putting them in the starting lineup for this championship game. So these youngsters getting the opportunity to get a start.
Yeah, I love it. Playing for that championship game and getting them some great experience. They're a big part of this team and getting the start today. Important to note, too, that we've seen Raylan Vancey so much, and she's been the only pitcher who has thrown for Texas West up to this point. But because she threw over 6 innings yesterday, she's going to be unable to be available to pitch at all today. It's a required day of rest for her with the rules.
Fastball is in there, 2 balls and a strike.
She's done such a good job. It's been so much fun to watch in the circle compete. Throws a ton of strikes, beautiful curveball, works that outside corner. Even had a big RBI too at the plate yesterday for them. An important game.
Pitch misses down low. 3 balls and a strike to the 5-hole hitter, Aubrey Davis. Bases loaded, nobody out. We are just underway here in this championship game in the Southwest region. Nice pitch by Brenly Robinson, riding in on the hands of Davis.
Yeah, that was a really good pitch. Threw with good velocity. So this is the pitching eligibility rules that can't pitch more than 12 innings per day. And if you throw less than 7 innings, then you don't have to rest. You can pitch back-to-back days, which we saw from Raylan Bancy a couple of days.
How about Robinson? Comes back with a strikeout for the first out of the ballgame.
Yeah, she worked the inside and outside corner within this at-bat. Little tail to it to get Davis swinging for the K.
We talked about nerves early on in the first day of play. Here we are on day 5, but for Brenly Robinson, this is her first time in the circle. So maybe it takes her a little while to settle down.
Yeah, definitely. Because even though she's been playing third base and hitting and has been involved in these games in a big way, it still is different to be in the circle with all the attention on you, with the ball in your hand, and just trying to get comfortable. You're getting comfortable with the field, with your catcher, with the amount of people who are here, the cameras being on you, watching you pitch.
It's Lily Beveridge swinging in. Robinson quickly ahead, 0-2.
In fact, she hasn't pitched at all in their entire postseason, not just at the Southwest Regional here this week.
See what she does with this 0-2 pitch. Fought off by Beveridge. That's going to get down. 2 runs will come in as Hutchins touches third plate, home plate. And Oklahoma takes an early 3-0 lead here in the first.
Robinson did a good job of getting ahead of Beveridge, but 2-strike hitting is the name of the game for Lily Beveridge. Look at her, just protecting the plate, not trying to do too much. Pitch on the outside corner. She drives it the other way. Goose Hutchins is running hard, rounding third, and scoring a couple of runs now. That a couple of RBIs for Beveridge, 2-strike RBIs at that.
And on the throw home, Beveridge goes to second base. So Oklahoma has runners on at second and third with just 1 out. That'll bring up the opposing pitcher, Zoe Griffin. Griffin getting her first start here in this Southwest region.
And remember, for Lily Beveridge, who is the runner there at second base, who just had those couple of RBIs, she's returning back to the regional from 2 years ago, where she was a part of the team as the youngest player on their team. She's just small, but she has such a big impact on the field and always full of energy.
Oklahoma 14 of 22 for this region with runners in scoring position. See Isabel Mathis behind the plate, continually to pump fake, keep the runners honest.
She's been busy back behind the plate this week. I mean, she's had a lot of throws, even the pump fake throws to bags.
Griffin fights off that 1-2 fastball upstairs to stay alive.
Just impressive to me that none of these athletes have looked tired. I haven't seen anybody moving slow, especially the catchers too are wearing all the gear. They're squatting and standing up. Think about how many squats that is. I mean, everybody's basically done an air squat before, right? Like, those catchers are going up and down so many times in the week. And
Can we talk about the heat? Right. It's been about 95 degrees during the day. Feels like 105 on the field. And these girls, we haven't even seen any sign of fatigue, being tired. They've just been all smiles all week.
I know. It's been amazing.
2-2 misses down low. The count runs full on the pitcher, Zoe Griffin. Here comes the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Payoff pitch. Down low, ball 4. So the second walk in the inning, and that will load the bases once again for Oklahoma with just one out here in the top of the first. And here's that leadership we talked about from Lexi Rosillo, calling in her teammates in the circle to have a conversation and calm down her pitcher, Brenly Robinson.
Yeah, she's good like that. Whenever her teammates need her, she's the one that steps up and kind of calms everybody down.
How important is it on a team to have a leader like that who knows situations and can be aware and call timeouts?
I mean, you have to have it. If you don't have it, I feel like it's a key missing piece on a team. You have to have leaders, but you also have to have players too who follow the leaders. If you have a couple of leaders and nobody's willing to respect them enough to follow their lead, then that doesn't really work as a team either.
Comes the 30th pitch of the inning from Robinson. Slapped to the right side, foul. The shortstop, Allie Tucker, getting her first start of the Southwest region. As a youngster, how do you know when to speak up, how to find your voice, become a leader?
That could be an entire, hour podcast on that topic alone. And I don't think I really have the right answer because I think that everybody is just so different in their personality. I wasn't really one that liked to speak up in the tough moments. I would rather lead by example and speak and say less and make it be more meaningful in those moments. And there's some people who are okay with speaking a lot more.
Ground ball, that gets through the infield. Coming in to score is Burnett. They're going to hold Beveridge at third. So Oklahoma takes a 4-0 lead off the RBI single by Allie Tucker.
Good sign for Oklahoma, just continuing to take advantage of these runners in scoring position. Always feels good to score in the first inning too, and that's something that Oklahoma has done really well. They've scored in each of the first innings in the game that they played.
Cheyenne Dill also getting her first start in the Southwest region. She'll be in center field today. Dill hitting in a 9-hole spot, so Oklahoma has batted around here in this first inning. Everyone getting a plate appearance. Fastball upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Dill.
I mean, what a position for Robinson to come in and pitch in when she hasn't pitched one pitch in the entire postseason for Texas West due to their schedule. And just playing 1 game a day and not going to extra innings, Raylan Van Zee has gotten to pitch every game. She's gotten that experience, and for Robinson, she earned a spot on this team. She has clearly add some depth to their pitching staff, but just looking to get comfortable and wearing that uniform in the circle.
The 1-2 to Dill outside off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. How about this offense for Oklahoma? In the 8 innings that they've played, and they've only played 8 innings because they won by the run rule over New Mexico, so they only played 2 innings in that game. They've scored 6. They've scored in 6 innings of the 8 innings that they've played. Phenomenal. Dill lifts that to the left side. It will get foul. Count remains at 2-2. As the opposing pitcher, are you aware of numbers like that when you face an offense like this?
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I wish I could say, no, yeah, you just block it out. And that's the coach speak. That's what you're going to tell your players, that, no, you don't even think about it. Don't look at what the other team's doing. Just worry about you. But the real speak from a pitcher as Robinson gets another strikeout is you always think about it. You know about the team that you're going up against and how good of an offense that they are. And it forces you almost to feel like you have to be perfect. Even though you don't have to be perfect, it makes you feel like you do. And it's a really similar feeling to OU and the offense that they put together during the college season, who won the national championship this year. That offense was just like this offense in a way.
How about Brenly Robinson coming up with some big pitches and big moments here to try to limit the damage? 2 strikeouts already in this inning. Bases are still loaded. 2 outs. Here comes the 40th pitch of the inning for Robinson. Alexis Kierstead lifts that to the outfield. And Catch is made by Tate to end the inning. Oklahoma, a strong start to this championship game, puts up 4 runs in the first.
Yeah, Oklahoma with several hits. They scored 4 runs, had a ton of RBIs. Everybody had an at-bat in that first inning.
Well, this is basically a home game for Texas West, located in Robinson, Texas, just a 5-minute drive to the field here in Waco, Texas. And let's meet the youngsters from Robinson Little League.
Hi, my name is Edward Rocio. I'm from Robinson, Texas, representing Texas West, and this is my team.
My name is J.J. Williams, and I'm the assistant coach.
My name is Brian Van Zee. I'm the assistant coach.
Hi, my name is Corbin Sticker Stroud, and I play left field, and my dream job is to become a veterinarian.
Hi, my name is Reese Tate. They call me All Day Tate. I play center field, and my favorite food is shrimp. Hi, my name is Haven Hansen. They call me Benny. I play outfield, and my favorite movie is The Sandlot.
Hi, my name is Raylan Van Zee. I'm a pitcher, and my goal in softball is to be in the Olympics.
Hi, my name is Journey Patterson. I play right field, and my favorite food is gravy.
Hi, my name is Brinley Robinson. They call me Bryn. I play third base, and my dream job is to be an X-ray technician.
Hi, my name is Abigail Sepulveda. I play right field, and I want to be a veterinarian when I grow up.
Hi, my name is Isabel Mathis. I am the catcher, and my favorite sports team is Texas A&M.
Hi, my name is Addison Young. I play second base, and I love goats.
Hi, my name is Addison Williams. They call me Goose. I play left field, and my favorite TV show is The Vampire Diaries.
Hi, my name is Lexi Rocio. My nickname is Rolex, and I play shortstop, and my dream job is to be a coach. Hi, my name is Peyton Richards. I play first base, and my favorite softball team is the Baylor Bears.
Bunch of cool nicknames. Love that. Let's meet the opposing pitcher. In the circle for Oklahoma, seeing her first action as the pitcher will be Zoe Griffin.
Yeah, first action at the region, but she said one of her highlights from this past season is throwing a no-hitter against a top team in Texas. So has that experience in the circle. She's thrown a no-hitter before. She's a pitcher that has experience and leadership capabilities. 13 years old, 5'4", and I'm wondering what this favorite song is. 18. I've never heard of that one.
I have not either. Might have to look that one up. Zoe Griffin spotted a 4-0 lead as we move to the bottom of the first. Texas West bats coming up for the first time. When you're a pitcher and you get a 4-run lead in the first inning or any kind of a lead, does that change your approach? Does it make you feel a little more comfortable in the circle?
Yeah, I think it definitely makes you feel more comfortable because you know that your offense is going to show up that day, and you know that you don't have to be perfect because, hey, you've already scored 4 runs, so if you give up 1 run, it's okay. If you give up 2 runs, it's okay. 3 runs is saying that even if you only keep that 4th spot, that you're still going to win.
Leading things off for Texas West will be Lexi Rolex Rocio. You heard her call out her nickname. They call her Rolex because as Lexi goes, we roll with Lex. And she's really been carrying Texas West. I mean, she has been phenomenal. Every time the ball has been hit to her at shortstop, you just know she's going to make the play. At the plate, she's come up with clutch hit after clutch hit. Here's the first pitch on the way from Zoe Griffin, getting ready to go. And it looks like she's trying to get on the same page with her catcher, Goose Hutchins.
Yeah, it's Goose's first time back behind the plate in this region.
So explain that to me. They're putting down multiple signs with no one on base. How's the communication working with the catcher and the pitcher?
Each battery is going to have their own way of communicating. Looks like there was just one sign given there. Fastball, outside corner. I'm guessing that that's what the one would be. Touches her outside leg. Same pitch.
Rocio sends that one out to shallow right field. Coming on to make the catch is Kierstead for the first out in this bottom of the first.
Nice catch,
there's been the star in the circle for Texas West, playing third base today, Raylan Van Zee.
I think she's only gotten one hit, maybe two, but she's hit the ball hard several times, have taken some walks and has had some good plate appearances. She just hasn't had very much luck at the plate. One of those weekends where you seem to hit it right at people, and sometimes that's how it goes.
One ball, one strike, the count on the third baseman, Van Zee. Just does get underneath it into shallow left field as Tucker makes the catch, 2 away.
Good job by Zoe Griffin to settle into this game really quickly.
Looks like those 4 runs in the first helped her settle down as well. Bring up the 3-hole hitter, second baseman Addison Young. Reminder, both of these teams have already punched their ticket to the Little League Softball World Series. This is the championship game. They're playing for the title here in the Southwest region. And who will be the A team and go into the A bracket, and who will be the B team and go into the other side of the hat on the B bracket. Young lifts that to shallow center, and that one will get down. Great diving effort by the center fielder, Dill. But Young will have herself a 2-out single.
Yeah, and Addison Young has had a really good regional. Pitch up and down in her hands, and I love how she commits to swing at it, falls just in front of Cheyenne Dill, the center fielder, who makes a good effort for it, but the ball just had some eyes. And I love the fact that Addison Young, during quarantine, spent most of her time working in her family's farm and ranching business, mostly raising show goats too, so different side of her outside the softball field.
Peyton Richards, the first baseman, fouls that back behind the plate. 0-2 the count.
She has some pretty quick hands too, Peyton Richards does. Between Peyton Richards and Goose Hutchins, they have such pretty left-handed swings. Not a lot of lefties that we've seen at the region.
What's the key to developing quick hands? Is that just a natural, innate ability? You've got girls who just know how to get their hands to the ball?
I'm sure they have great coaches. They work really hard at it. They know how to use their body. And two, sometimes you think to hit it really hard or really far, you have to have a bigger swing and really get away from your body with your hands. And they know how to be super connected like that. She hit that hard just right at somebody.
At the second baseman, Davis, who makes the play. So Texas West will strand one runner. Oklahoma with a 4-0 lead after one. Texas West pitcher Brenly Robinson coming out for her second inning of work in the circle. What an inspirational story she has. Doctors told her she would never play sports. She is defying the odds just being out here on the field.
Clubfoot is a defect that I was born with, the birth defect. It left me with neuropathy and some dead nerves, and my muscles don't work as well as they would in my foot if it was normal. And I also have this thing with my toes where they're kind of under, so I walk on my toes every time I walk.
When the doctor told her we can have surgery, you'll be out for 4 weeks. I told her if you can battle through the pain, baby, I will back you up.
I wanted to delay the surgery so I could get a chance to play the Little League World Series. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It was just something that seemed more important to me at the moment.
Now, she was supposed to have another surgery, but in order to play in this Little League Softball Regional on this championship to get to the Little League Softball World Series, she has delayed that surgery. There's mom, there's dad, so proud of their young daughter, Brenly Robinson, who is not just inspiring her teammates, now inspiring people all over the country, showing courage, being out here playing in the pain.
Yeah, because she just loves this game so much. She wanted to be able to participate at the regional and have a shot of making it to the World Series. I mean, that's her goal. That's her team's goal, is to be able to make it to Greenville, and they accomplished that. Bren Robinson is going to be able to play at the World Series, and it's all going to pay off for her, right? To push back that surgery, just to be able to play with her teammates some more is just an incredible feat for her.
Taylor Starr leading things off, stays on that changeup over to Rosillo. One down.
It's going to be a big pitch for her as she carries on, a pitch that she tried to throw in the first inning but couldn't quite find the command with it. So already loved the adjustment of throwing that changeup for a strike, being able to get an out with it. This changeup, she brought it down. She would hold on to it too much. It would go kind of high to her catcher, Mathis, but good adjustment from the first inning with that pitch.
I mean, I can't even emphasize enough how doctors told her she would never play sports.
Yeah.
And here she is in a championship game in the Southwest region. Goose Hutchins pops it up in the infield. Catch is made by Van Zee. 2 quick outs here in the top of the second.
Yeah, and it was tough for her, too, when she was growing up because she wore cast and braces and had a surgery earlier in her life, as you mentioned before, and just having to go to a lot of doctor's appointments, and that's scary for a young girl. I mean, that's scary for anybody. Nobody really loves going to the doctor, right? So just having to go to the doctor's office visits and wear all those casts even before she could walk.
Candace Burnett takes a strike. 0-1 the count.
And you think about, too, it's her left foot, so it's her landing foot whenever she's pitching. It's the foot that will end up having the most energy through it whenever she's pitching.
Burnett waiting on that changeup, sends it right through the gap all the way to the wall. Burnett will stop at second with a stand-up 2-out double here in the top of the second.
That's Daddy Longlegs, right? That's what she said. I mean, when she was running, you could see how long her legs actually are. Standing there at second base, sits back on that changeup. Wow, she recognized it early. She knew that, hey, maybe I might get a changeup if Bren's going to continue to throw that into these at-bats, and she sits back on it and drives it to the wall. 6 for 8 for Candace Burnett, Daddy Longlegs.
5'9". What an athlete. I mean, there are some special players on this Oklahoma team, and I know they're young. I know this is 12 and under, but college coaches, I'm sure, would love to have these young ladies down the line in their program.
Well, and that's a cool part, too, about them making it to the Little League Softball World Series, is that more of those games will be televised. The pool games will be on ESPN+, and then the quarters, semis, and championship game will be on linear TV. So ESPN2, I forget the channels right now, but anybody will be able to watch those games. So maybe a college coach is watching, maybe, I don't know, one of their future teammates is watching. Like, there's so much attention, and in Greenville, it's going to be awesome to see.
Heine Hicks will be the pinch hitter. One ball, one strike to count on Hicks.
Good stop by Mathis. Go up and grab that ball. She's just so athletic. Has a really good arm, is able to block balls, is able to go up and get them like that. She makes it look easy, but that is not easy.
Good fastball by Robinson, evens the count at 2-2.
Yeah, I think that she's made such good adjustments in this second inning. You can tell that she just looks like a different pitcher with that changeup, being able to work it in, and even that last fastball in the outside corner. Good adjustments, a little bit of late break, and good velocity.
50th pitch of the ball game, up high, lifted into the air in center field. Tate goes back and makes the catch at the warning track. So a nice job by Brenly Robinson in the circle. No runs across for Oklahoma. It's a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the second.
Reese Tate going back to the wall, and she has such good focus, finds the warning track, and is able to get the out.
Love it, Jessica Mendoza. She is the best. I've worked with her a bunch. I'm going to work with her on the Little League Baseball regional. And what a cool moment for these young girls, getting a shout out from Jessica Mendoza.
Yeah, and two, because one pool bracket or one pool, I guess that's what we're calling it. Pool bracket in Greenville is the Jessica Mendoza bracket. And then there is also the other one that's the Jenny Finch bracket. So Jessica Mendoza live from Tokyo, right? Like she's over there still right now covering the Olympics, taking time out of her day to give these two teams a shout out. So cool. Pool. The Jenny Finch pool and the Jessica Mendoza pool.
So here's how it looks. Chesterfield, Virginia, and Salisbury, North Carolina have already punched their tickets. Here in this Southwest region, we will decide in this championship game who will be Team A and who will be Team B. As we move to the bottom of the second, 5, 6, 7 due up for Texas West. Here's Isabel Mathis, the catcher. Spot to miss with that 0-2, a little low and inside, 1 and 2 to count.
Yeah, she's smooth, Zoe Griffin is, with her mechanics and throws with good velocity. Another pitcher on this team who works with Rachel Fox Gajewski, who played at Texas A&M, started her career at Texas, and currently is in Stillwater, and she's married to Kenny Gajewski, the head coach at Oklahoma State.
Got her looking. Zoe Griffin picks up her first strikeout for the first out here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, it seems like she has really good spin, works with good velocity, paints the inside corner here. It's a little bit of movement too. It just jams Mathis without her even swinging at it. She just doesn't feel like she could get her barrel to that pitch, ends up getting the looking strikeout.
First action in the circle in the Southwest region for Zoe Griffin. She's looked strong early on. Addison Williams, backhanded first by Burnett, and will touch the bag herself.
It's a good decision by Burnett to go and get that ball. And as a first baseman, you then have to decide, okay, is my second baseman there and I'm going to give them a toss, or am I able to take it on my own? And I thought she was going to give the toss, but she knew her speed well enough to know that she could just get her foot in there and not even have to risk a toss and a catch, or maybe an error.
Bring up the center fielder, Reese Tate. How strong is this Oklahoma team? I mean, we know at the plate they can put up some runs, but now we've seen two pitchers in the circle who have been really good with their command, and in the field, their defense is sound.
Yeah, they have a deep pitching staff because Dotson has gotten some innings as well. They've not made an error this entire regional, which you just don't hear about that at any level, right? Like usually there's going to be some errors, some miscue, but they've just been so tight.
Reese Tate lifts it out to shallow second base, and a catch is made by Davis. A 9-pitch inning for Zoe Griffin, sending down Texas West in order.
Find Little League on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the official handles @Little League. Follow the action and join the conversation with #LLWS.
Oh yeah, get on social media, because as we approach Little League Softball World Series time, get in on the conversation. We're going to see some good play. I mean, if this region here in the Southwest is any indication, it is going to be a high level of play at the Little League Softball World Series.
It's going to be awesome. And Salisbury, North Carolina, a team that already has punched their ticket, a team that is there year in and year out and has even won it in previous years. So know that they're really, really strong too.
Top of the third inning. Lily Beveridge will lead things off for Oklahoma. 6, 7, 8 due up. Look at that ball float. Almost caught the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's that changeup that she just continues to try to work in there.
Ooh, that was close. I like that pitch. Comes back with the heat. That thing looks so much faster after the last ball floated. Ahead in the count, 1 and 2.
You know, like how it caught the corner, moved down a little bit too.
through the hole. As Lily Beveridge will lead off this top of the third with a single.
Yeah, Lily Beveridge has been so tough with 2 strikes. Her first hit came on an 0-2 count. Her second hit came on a 1-2 count. Change up at that. She was able to recognize it and hit it hard enough to get it through the infield.
Some changes in the outfield for Texas West. Corbin Stetcher-Stroud will insert into the game in left field. We're also seeing Abigail Sepulveda seeing her first action. She is in center field right now. To bring up a pinch hitter, Riley Dotson. Dotson right back to the pitcher. Robinson gets one at second base, over to first. Double play! Nicely turned by Texas West.
Okay, this throw is perfect to second base. Look how she leads Rocio like a quarterback leading a receiver. Rocio touches second base, and then she has the arm, of course, to finish off the double play. You don't see this that much at this age level, and a great job by Richards. It wasn't a perfect throw to her. She didn't stretch too soon, and she was able to finish it off. A little bit of love, too, from Raylan Van Zee to her other pitcher, Robinson.
A little bit of love. Did you see that handshake and that dap? I like that. They got a little handshake going. A 1-6-3 double play. Here we go.
Yeah,
that's like a 6-7 sequence little dap. I mean, that
takes some reps too,
right?
To be able to get that right. But this throw, that she made at second base, John, it just is one that you have to trust yourself. And look, she throws it right to the base. That's what you're told as a pitcher. Just throw it right to the base. And she trusts Rocio so much that she knew that she would get there. She didn't wait for her to get to second base and then throw it. She let her there.
Miley Needham, the pinch hitter, goes to the right side off the glove of Young, and Needham will beat it out.
Oh, good attempt. Addison Young was right there. I thought she was going to be able to make that forehand play. Go down as a hit. Good effort by her.
Bottom of the lineup for Oklahoma will be a pinch hitter, Cam Casey. We've seen Casey be so effective in the circle as the pitcher for the squad. Back at Young again. This time she does make the play for the third out of the inning. Texas West, a 9-pitch inning, showing the leather in the field.
This is a thing of beauty. Take it all in. Robinson to Rocio to Richards for the double play. Incredible play.
Welcome back to Waco, Texas. Day 5. We are here in the championship game. Let's take a look at the past winners of this Southwest region. It's been East Bank Little League for the past few years. Louisiana, we saw their team eliminated yesterday. They had a really young squad. So we will have a new champ this year. Texas West has had a hold on that crown as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a variety there, right? For people who have won it, and here are the tickets punched so far to Greenville. I can't wait to just see these teams and lists continue to get filled out, because I'll be headed to Greenville and get a chance to watch those teams play.
The pitcher for Texas West, Brentley Robinson, will lead things on. I'm still thinking about that double play she turned. As soon as she got it, she fired it right to the bag, and then Rocio came into the picture to turn the double play.
It was beautiful. Textbook.
High fastball fought off by Robinson. 2-1 the count. You would never know she has a club foot.
I know.
You would just never know. She is so good on her feet. She made that turn so easily, so quickly. What an inspiration.
Well, and she also plays third base, too. So she can do it at the plate. She can do it at third base. And think about, too, how Oklahoma scored 4 runs in the first inning, but they've been quiet ever since that inning because of the way that she's been able to make adjustments. And look at that swing, too. Beautiful.
Got a good piece over the center fielder. Dill's head to the wall. Robinson into second base with a stand-up double. Ooh, I love her energy.
Look how proud her mom is. Oh, I have goosebumps. You can tell that Bren Robinson loves playing this game. That swing is absolutely gorgeous. She stayed through the zone for a long time. Beautiful extension, on time, swung at a good pitch, all the things. Bren Robinson has it going on.
That's the kind of teammate you love to play with. She just fires everybody else up.
4 for 8 in this regional. Turn that double play. It just is getting time in the circle. What an inspiration.
We're currently in the circle. Oklahoma manager Haley Galvin talking to her pitcher Zoe Griffin. Haven Hansen will go in as a pinch runner for Brenley Robinson. And we will see some action warming up for Oklahoma. Because as you mentioned, Brenley Robinson has settled down in the circle for Texas West. So even though Oklahoma got those early 4 runs, once these bats come up for Texas West, this will be a game again.
Yeah, because we've seen Texas West score a good amount of runs too in this regional. So they have an offense that can bust open at any time. Might be a situation where Griffin goes one time through the lineup, and then potentially we see Dotson come in whenever the leadoff hitter Rocio comes up.
So Haven Hansen actually will go back to the bench, and Brenley Robinson will come back out at second base. And I'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, the right fielder, Journey Patterson, for her first at bat of the game.
And John, I think the crowd is waking up back behind the plate now all of a sudden.
Shout out to the young men who have been out here all week. It looks like those are the Little League baseball players for Robinson Little League. They have shown outstanding support to the softball players all week.
Doesn't matter if they have a bucket hat on, not a bucket hat on, if they have their shirts on, not on. I mean, we've seen it all back behind the plate. Trying to get into this game, though. I have to say, they've been quiet the first 2 innings. But maybe they said, you know what, 3rd inning, it's time to get into this game.
When the shirts come off, you know they're in it.
Yeah.
1-1 to Patterson. Swings through that high fastball. 1-2.
Journey Patterson has 8 siblings. As an only child, I can't even imagine that.
A lot of people to play catch with. Zoe Griffin records the strikeout, her second strikeout of the game. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the 3rd. I mean, what an atmosphere here. I mean, this field is just gorgeous. George W. Bush Leadership Training Center. Waco, Texas has been an amazing host all week as Lexi Rocio turns on that one and rips it foul.
Yeah, I think that you could do some putting on this grass. Take a ton of ground balls and not get one bad hop on this infield. It's beautiful.
The grounds crew spent so much time and effort on these facilities. shout out to the grounds crew. We've seen them just raking, cutting the grass, making sure these conditions are perfect for these young ladies.
And they are perfect.
1-1 count on Lexi Rosillo. Another well-hit ball, but that one is just foul.
Rosillo has such a beautiful swing. She uses all of her body. I mean, that was only fouled by what? Just a few feet? And I haven't seen a ton of extra base hits from Texas West. Rosillo has one or two of them, and then we saw Robinson with a double, but they've hit more singles than they've hit extra base hits.
1-2 pitch. Rosillo goes back up the middle. Backhand by Davis. Throw to first. Not in time. What an effort at second base by Aubrey Davis. Wow.
Oh, that was so pretty. I thought she was going to be able to finish this off. Aubrey Davis goes down to her knees in her backhand to transfer when she gets back up to her feet. She just barely was safe at first base. Rosillo with a good hustle. Like if that was anybody else in this lineup, then they would have been out at first base, but Rosillo has good speed.
We would have had another Sports Center top 10 play. That was outstanding, but Rosillo showing off the wheels will beat it out. She gets a single. Now runners on at first and third, one out. There's Raylan Van Zee stepping up for her second plate appearance. Flew out in her first at bat. I'll say about Van Zee, she's 2 for 8, but she has consistently hit the ball hard. Another hard hit ball lifted to the outfield. It will drop. Here comes Brenly Robinson. She'll score. Texas West gets on the board. It is now 4-1 here at the bottom of the third.
It's funny how this game plays out, right? Raylan Van Zee has hit the ball hard a couple of times, and they didn't go down as hits because it was hit right at somebody. This one wasn't extremely well struck, but it just falls perfectly into a Bermuda Triangle out there in left center field, and that's what goes down as a hit, even though she didn't hit it as hard as some of her other swings this tournament.
So they converted on the leadoff double by Brenly Robinson. She came around to score off the RBI single by Van Zee. So Van Zee is at first. Rosillo is at second. Still just one out. Here comes the second baseman, Addison Young, singled in her first at bat in the first inning. Here's the 40th pitch by Zoe Griffin. In the dirt, going is Rosillo. No throw. Rosillo takes third. Van Zee takes second. And 2 runners now in scoring position for Texas West.
Yeah, I love to see the base running by Rosillo. Look at her see the ball down. Actually, may have been going on the pitch. I thought that she got a good lead and saw the ball down and then took off, but her belly button just continued to point toward third base the entire time, and she didn't skip a beat as soon as she saw the ball down.
Huge opportunity for Texas West with just one out. Young pops it up on the infield. Burnett calls everybody off, makes the catch for the second out.
Well, it's a big out for Oklahoma. Runners at second and third, less than 2 outs. You just feel like Texas West needs to be able to push at least one more run across here to cut the lead in half. And you know, too, that Texas West has to be motivated with the way that they played Oklahoma. Oklahoma was the team that gave Texas West their loss to move into the elimination bracket.
That's right, Oklahoma won 7-5 yesterday over Texas West.
But at one point, they had the bases loaded in the last inning. Texas West did no outs, and they hit into a double play because it looked like Texas West was building momentum to either tie up the game or pull ahead, but just a bit of bad luck by them.
Peyton Richards pops that one behind the plate foul.
But you definitely get more motivated to play the team that beat you again and have another chance to punch right back, to get them back.
0-2 pitch on Richards. Just off the plate, Zoe Griffin was walking. She was hoping for the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I just missed. A little the plate. It's a good pitch, though, for being ahead in the count.
Left field, and that one gets down. In comes Rocio. Van Zee will score right behind her. And Texas West cutting into this lead off a 2 RBI single from Peyton Richards. It's now 4-3.
That is exactly what Texas West needed at this point in the game to feel like they were back in it. A couple of hits falling in this inning that just had eyes, including this one off the bat of Richards that falls in another example of a Bermuda Triangle. Tucker gave her all to go after this fly ball, but it just was too far out of her reach. And with 2 outs, the runners are going to be running on the hit. And they're going to score 2 runs as Van Zee scores from second base.
We got an all-new ball game here. 4-3 in the bottom of the third. Amanda, can't ask for more than this in the championship game.
I know. I'm telling you, I really think Texas West wants this one with the way that they lost to Oklahoma in their last game.
Mathis, the same spot. It drops again.
Man, I'll tell you what, if you are a fan of Oklahoma, a parent or a player or a coach, I mean, these are the ones that just sting, that you just can't even believe that these hits continue to fall. But this is why 2 good things happen when you put the ball in play. You give yourself a chance to get on base and help your team out.
Abigail Sepulveda will step up for her first plate appearance. Two outs, runners on at first and second. Bruce Hutchins has done a really nice job behind the plate, framing the ball. She's been getting a lot of calls for Zoe Griffin.
Yeah, she has a really good glove back behind the plate.
Ground on the right side, right fielder playing shallow, makes the throw. Whoa, Kierstead records the final out of the inning. Nicely done. Look at Oklahoma players paying attention to Little League softball. That is incredible. Thank you, ladies, for doing that. That is a thrill for these young girls.
Yeah, because the players that you just saw are so many of the players that you're watching on the field's favorite players. You saw the Women's College World Series most outstanding player in G. Juarez, who was in the circle with the ball in her hands whenever they won the national championship, the National Freshman of the Year in Tiare Jennings, and then also the National Player of the Year in Jocelyn Allo. So those are 3 big-time college softball players that all these players really look up to, and especially the girls from Oklahoma.
For Oklahoma, they'll start this top of the 4th with the top of the lineup. Alexis Kierstead, after making that great play in right field, will lead things off.
Isn't that how it always works out? You make a great play on defense, and then you pick the bat up and come up and hit. Same thing happened to Robinson. She turned the double play, and then she was first up for the next inning. To take the time to give a shout out to the Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas East team in Louisiana as well for their play. And unfortunately, we didn't get to see Colorado play because of positive COVID test coming in. Texas East, we did see play, but had to exit the tournament early because of a positive test as well. But great job this season. Really proud of you for making it this far, and it was a pleasure to be here and call your games.
Alexis Kierstead gets herself a leadoff walk here in this 4th inning. Also shout out to Little League, because this is not an easy situation. We're still in a pandemic, dealing with COVID-19 situations. They've had to deal with the CDC guidelines. They have their own experts, medical experts, who've been helping them out. And we've been able to get through this tournament, and here we are at the championship game. The Little League has done a really nice job for us to get here.
Yeah, I think everybody has had to adjust and go with the flow and spontaneously have to deal with adversity that comes up. I mean, I feel like in the past year and a half, we've all gotten better at dealing with that, and we're still dealing with it.
Taylin Starr at third base wakes on that changeup and just ropes it out into left field. another player, Taylin Starr, keep an eye on her in the future because she has really stood out all week.
Yes, it's back on this changeup. Identifies it right out of the hand, and because it's a little bit more up in the zone, she's able to drive it to the outfield. Good piece of hitting. She's had a tremendous regional.
5 for 7 with 5 RBIs. Here's the dangerous hitter, the catcher, Goose Hutchins.
Good stop.
Runner goes. Nope, we'll go back to second. Faked me out. So Kierstead will remain at second. Starr is on at first. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Fastball up is fought off 1-1.
This is the home run that we saw Goose Hutchins hit. She's the only player in the Southwest region to have hit a out-of-the-park home run. She did on the first pitch that she saw of her at bat, the first pitch in the region that was thrown to her. She has so much power toward the middle of the field and also the opposite way. Impressed with her swing and the work that she's been putting in on her own to practice to get this far.
Also a versatile player at third base. She's behind the plate today for this game. Isn't it great? Isn't it great when one of your best players is also one of your most versatile?
Absolutely, because she can do so much. She's so talented. I feel like you could put her probably in the circle and she would pitch and throw some good velocity too. Just a really big part of this game for Texas West, because they just get a really big part of this game for Texas West and for Oklahoma, because Oklahoma just gave up those 3 runs to Texas West. So you want to be able to answer that. You're in the middle of your lineup. You already have 2 runners on base. You can answer back right away.
But Hutchins draws herself a walk. So the second walk in this inning, and the bases are now loaded for Oklahoma. Still nobody out. So we've seen this before in a jam. Texas West, their leader, Lexi Rosillo, will bring in the players for a conference. And Oklahoma, you see the stat on the screen. Batting average against New Mexico, that's when they put up 15 runs and won by the run rule. They played Texas West yesterday, won 7-5, and today they're already batting over 500. Just impressive.
And that averages out to a pretty high team batting average. Again, a lot like OU had this past year in Division I softball.
Candace Burnett is having herself a ball game. 2 for 2, an RBI single and scored in the first. Then she had a double in the second. Opportunity here, bases loaded, nobody out. Plate umpire Randy Schultz said that's a little high. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. I was going to shout out these umpires. We have 8 umpires on the crew for this entire week here in Waco, Texas. They are all volunteers giving up their time. As Burnett lifts it out to right field, catch will be made by Stetcher Stroud. And in to score, tagging from third is Alexis Kierstead. So Oklahoma adds a run. It's now 5-3 here in the top of the fourth.
That's another thing that Oklahoma has done well. I think that's her 3rd or 4th sacrifice fly. Runner at third base, less than 2 outs. They've been so good, and because they limit their strikeouts, they continue to put pressure on a defense to make plays and execute and produce runs.
Great job on the base paths as well. Taylin Starr moves to third. Goose Hutchins moves to second. So 2 runners still in scoring position for Oklahoma. Just 1 out. Aubrey Davis swings out the first pitch, pops it in foul territory. Richards makes the catch, 2 down. Bring up the left fielder, Lily Beveridge. Another Oklahoma hitter swinging a hot bat. 2 for 2 today. Had a 2 RBI single in the first and a single in the third.
Love the fact that Lily put down in her questionnaire, what would you do if you won the lottery? She says, give money to charity and Wounded Warrior Project.
Oh, that is incredible.
That's a great answer.
That was the 75th pitch of the game for Robinson. Bangs that one in. They're on the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. I feel like these young ladies are so mature.
Yeah, me too.
Showing so much wisdom and poise.
Well, and I think that you see it on the field, too, with their play, with how mature they are in their questionnaire and their answers and the way that they just are so well-rounded. Extracurricular activities off the field, their love of softball on the field.
Gotta give a lot of credit to the parents, too. I mean, parents make so many sacrifices to be able to have their daughters in Little League, get them to the ballpark, spend time, spend money, and they've raised some outstanding young women.
A lot of time spent in car rides, a lot of time spent at practices, lessons.
Beveridge gets a walk, the 3rd walk of the inning. And the bases once again are loaded. This time there's 2 outs.
Yeah, now Zoe Griffin coming up to bat, and she has a chance to get back some of those runs that she gave up in the circle.
Good eye. Now, it'd be impressive for Brenley Robinson to get out of this jam, having only given up 1 run. So this is a really important out here. Griffin, and the catch is made by Robinson. Oklahoma picks up 1, a 2-run lead, but Robinson gets herself out of the jam.
She just continues to do it in all aspects of the game.
Little League Sandlot Fun Days is a player-led, unstructured opportunity for local Little League programs to provide a fun, relaxed activity for baseball and softball players. All right, here's the outstanding part of this. Kids make the rules, make the lineups, and make the calls. Give them the bats, balls, and field, and just let them play. Learn more today at littleleague.org/Sandlot Fun Days. That's a great way to get kids involved.
Yeah, I'm really into this. Cool.
Give them more ownership of the game, let them have fun, and really love the sport first, and then you can worry about the score and getting serious and all the competition aspect after that.
Great idea.
'50th pitch of the ball game for Zoe Griffin is in there for a strike to start this bottom of the 4th. Corbin Stetcher-Stroud in there for her first plate appearance of the game. So Zoe Griffin picks up her 3rd strikeout to start this bottom of the 4th.
Love the tenacity that Griffin is coming back out into the circle with after giving up those 3 runs the last inning. Goes right at the next hitter that she faces in the next inning and gets that looking strikeout. Paints the outside corner. That's pretty.
So Brenley Robinson comes back up to the plate. She led off the last inning for Texas West with a double and would come around to score. Some changes on the infield for Oklahoma. Hutchins is at 3rd. Stahl moves to short. Needham is at 1st. And Candace Burnett is now the new catcher for Oklahoma. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Robinson. saying, yeah, that's fine. One of the parents, that's fine. With that 1-2 ball miss in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's like important concepts that a lot of these pitchers are learning from a young age. It's just pitch counts and where to put certain pitches in certain counts, working from ahead or working from behind. Good at bat by Robinson to take that pitch, continue on.
Brenley Robinson has really been the catalyst for this Texas West team today. Ground ball, and that gets off the glove of the diving star. Brenley Robinson, she's going to second. That ball goes all the way to the wall. And Robinson has her second double of the day, getting Texas West fired up.
Yeah, she hit that ball so hard right past Taylon Starr, who can cover a lot of ground out there at shortstop, but because Robinson hit it so hard, it just gets past her, even though she lays out. The ball gets past Dill and Beveridge. Is it possible to have 2 errors on one play? Or it's double. Okay, double for Brenley Robinson, her second double of this game. And you said it, she has been a catalyst for Texas West in all aspects.
On the big stage, the championship game in the Southwest region, Brenley Robinson has showed up and stepped up for Texas West. So Reese Tate will go in as a pinch runner for Robinson. Got to bring up Haven Hansen to the plate.
You know, I'm just so happy that both these teams are going to Greenville, Texas West, and Oklahoma, because they've just both been so enjoyable to watch. Like, I don't even think I could stand it if this championship game would only send one team to go to Greenville in the World Series.
Starr fields that grounder, but throw over to first in the dirt. Needham couldn't scoop it. So Texas West will have runners at first and third, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
I remember Starr just moved over from third base to the shortstop position, and it's a different feel of a throw. It's a different angle of a throw, so potentially that could have been her head or just trying to force it to the first baseman, Needham. Tough pick over there if you're a first baseman, but Texas West back in business with the top of their lineup coming up.
Lexi Rocio, it's time for Rolex.
Or is it Rolex time?
I just think it's cool when you have a great nickname.
Oh, that should be her name. Like Madonna, you should just Rolex.
And then,
single name.
And then when you got a nickname and you back it up time after time. See what I did there?
Yeah, I did see.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Rocio. Texas West 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position today. Off the end of the bat, slow roller to Starr. Gets Rocio at first. And the runner stayed put. Nope. The run does come in to score as Texas West closes the gap. It's now 5-4.
It's an important run right there for Texas West. Again, answering right back. That's what this game is all about.
Raylan Van Zee steps up with 2 outs, a runner on at second, a chance to tie this ball game. Incredible fight by Texas West. They fell behind 4-0 in the first inning, but now battled back. There's Raylan Van Zee and her father, who's one of the assistant coaches, Brian. What a special moment as a dad to see your daughter perform so well on the stage like this.
A lot of emotions all tied up, and a lot of time that you spend practicing and talking about softball, talking about pitching. Special relationship. He is a Texas Parks and Wildlife Regional Director, Brian Van Zee is.
Very cool. Lead back to the pitcher, Griffin, off her glove, can't make the play. Everybody is safe.
You know, Oklahoma's defense has been so good in this Southwest Regional. They had yet to commit one error coming into this game, and they had been so solid, but a couple of errors in this game that's going to go down as an E1. There was also an E6 in this inning by Starr. Tough error. That ball was well hit, and usually go a little bit easier on pitchers with errors, but a couple of errors in this inning. Looks like Griffin's going to come out of the game.
So Oklahoma will make a pitching change as Zoe Griffin, her day is done. We will step aside for this pitching change, and we'll be right back after this quick break. Welcome back to Waco, Texas. We're in the championship game of the Southwest region. Oklahoma leads 5-4, but Texas West is threatening here in the bottom of the fourth. And Oklahoma has made a pitching change. Riley Dotson is the new pitcher in the circle. She'll face the three-hole hitter Addison Young. Runners on at first and third, 2 outs. And how about Dotson coming in, throwing a first pitch strike.
And Riley Dotson has had a little bit of experience here in Waco, trying to get on the same page as her catcher, Burnett.
Ground ball to short. Starr redeems herself, makes the play for the third out of the inning. Texas West picks up another run. It is now just 5-4 after 4 innings.